Hi and Assalamualaikum. I bid to Dr. Azilin binti Aziz and fellow friends. Today we are from Group 13. We'll present about the assignment 1 regarding the problem solving activity. I am Nur Syafiqah binti Kamarzadi. My metric number is 281463. I will present about the introduction of the company. Firstly, the small and medium-sized enterprise that is chosen by my group to investigate about the organizational behavior is Shenzhen Farsendian Berhad. We had interview with their human resource managers called Madam Tan Suan Hui to get further information and details about the organizational behavior in the company. Basically, Shenzhen Fa was established on April 6, 2001. It operates as a food wholesaler and retailer in Kamunteng, Perak. Canned foods, sugar, and packaged drink were among the things that the company wholesale and retail. Currently, it has around 35 to 40 employees in the company.
My name is Tan Mei Ting, metric number 279279. One of the main problems faced by the company is negative attitude from employees. Some employees in Shenzhen Farsendian Berhad are having negative attitude. They show their rude attitude to management, colleagues, even customers or vendors. This has given bad impact on organizations' reputations and affecting harmonies in the workplace. Besides, negative attitude also bring impact on labor force and become barrier in achieving growth in the organizations. For instance, laziness like ignore their responsibilities cause them unable to complete their tasks on time, and carelessly cause them make mistakes when performing their tasks. This has caused the growth in the organizations difficult to be achieved.
Good day, madam. I'm Liwan Hui with metric numbers of 278540. Employee turnover can be defined as numbers of employees who leave an organization and are replaced by new staff. Shenzhen Farsendian Berhad struggle with having a high voluntary turnover rate. According to the interviewee, a high turnover rate at the company has a number of adverse effects such as lack of trust in the team leader, decreased productivity, reduced profitability, exert pressures on remaining employees, and delays in the company plans and development. Hence, it is crucial to solve high turnover rate as they often hint at underlying organizational behavioral problem.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Dr. Azilin. My name is Nur Hazikah binti Mak Tajuddin with matrix number 289560. For my part, I'll be presenting about the factors of the main problem from the interview that we conducted. The factors that contribute to the high turnover rate and negative attitude among the employees is caused by trust issue in the workplace, lack of respect for management and customer, younger employees tend to job hop more, and lastly is poor leaderships. Alright, for the first factor is trust issue. According to the interview, some leaders do not have trust in their employees, and this problem arises when employees tend to disregard their responsibility. For example, they refuse to accept their leader's direction or orders. Other than that, employee engagement will be affected by trust because trust is a prerequisite for engagement. Employees will become disengaged if they feel they are not trusted. So this usually results in inefficiency in the organization operations and conflict. Next factor is lack of respect to management. Based on the interview, there are issues where employees show unfavorable attitude toward management or their co-workers or even their customer, which creates unhealthy environment. And usually employees will show their arrogant behavior in the workplace when they feel stressed, because stress can cause a person to be unaware of how his actions are affecting others. This will have an impact on the company's productivity, efficiencies, and performance. Moving on to the third factor. factor, which is younger employees tend to job hop more. This happens because they often expect to obtain high pay, but their lack of experience, ability, and qualification to get high salary. As a result, they are unable to hold down a job. Since they have different values than the older generation, young employees are more prone to stress. Therefore, this may result in conflict if the young employee fails to tolerate others and control their emotions. And the last factor is poor leadership. Based on the information gathered through interview, some of the organization's leaders have no leadership skills. This is because they are frequently unaware of what is going on at the lower levels in the organizations. The leaders also do not listen and will ignore any feedback or ideas from their subordinates. This resulted in conflict between leaders and subordinates. This will have an impact not just on the staff turnover and productivity, but also on role stressors, interpersonal relationship, work scheduling, and many more. So this shows that the leader's involvement and role being important because the employee cannot always alleviate situational risk. That is all from me. Thank you.
One of the consequences for main problems is insufficient employees due to high turnover rate in the organizations. This has decreased the productivity of the company. The business also unable to run smoothly in the operations due to not enough manpower. The sales and reputations also will be affected as the company unable to fulfill the customer service requests. Hence, the company always required to hire new employees to replace the core employees who leave the company.
Now, let's turn to one of the consequences of main problem. Having to hire an alternate replacement for a resigning employee incurs additional expenses and time for Sinjanfa company. The company will need to go through the training procedure after the position has been filled. The additional expenses are advertisement, administrative decision, recruitment, selection, skill training by the human resource department, overtime required by other employees to complete unfinished work of vacancy, decreased revenue. The list goes on and on. That's one of the consequences of the main problem.
Furthermore, negative attitudes from employees can cause conflict between employees and management happen. This is because negative attitudes had caused misunderstanding between employees with management or colleagues. As a result, conflict arises in the organizations. The harmony in the workplace and the trust level between employees and management also affected because conflict destroys the relationship among employees and management. The productivity also decreased because employees focus more on gossiping the conflict or express their frustration during performing their tasks. In consequence, the company goals are difficult to achieve as conflict happen among employees and management because they are unable to work well in a team.
The following consequences will be reputation and profitability of the business being damaged and affected. Young and inexperienced entry-level workers in the company often start their careers in low-wage and unpromising positions. This resulted in negative attitude and high turnover rates that negatively impacted customer service. This is in light of the fact that dissatisfied employees provide poor service, and employee turnover degrades service quality. Consequently, the company customer retention rates are greatly affected, and the loss of good employee threatens Sinjanfa company's future in the marketplace. In the long term, the business will face financial problems to continue operations.
Then, I will explain about the framework. There are three main elements in this framework, which are main problem, factors, and consequences. From the interview, we have found that the company has faced two main problems, which are negative attitudes of employees and high turnover rates. The factors that contribute to the first main problems, which is the negative attitude of employees, are lack of respect to management and customer, trust issues, and tend to job hop more. While the factors that contribute to the second main problems, high turnover rate, are tend to job hop more and also poor leadership skills. Then, the consequences that is happening from the first main problem, which is the negative attitude of employee, are incurs additional expenses and time. conflict between employee and management, and also damage reputation and affect business productivity. While the consequences of the main problem, high turnover rate, or damage reputation and affect business productivity, and also insufficient employee.
Hi, I am Nadahani binti Muhammad Nasir, my metric number 280439. Now let's move to the recommendation part. This part it shows how the company can overcome the problem. So the first recommendation is encourage friendly interactions among the co-workers. Having a good relationship between the co-workers can create the culture of honesty. Problems such as miscommunication, inefficiencies, and conflict can be avoided when they trust each other at the workplace. Based on the McGregor theory, which is theory X and theory Y, manager theory Y can produce much more better results than manager theory X. It is because manager theory Y have the characteristic that they trust the employee to complete the job autonomously. So this action creates a pleasant environment at the workplace. Second recommendation is listen and provide clear feedback. First and foremost, we have to keep in mind that good behaviors start with management. If the higher ups disrespect employees, they tend to act inappropriately. So before making a quick judgment when they create the problem, sitting together with them, listen and provide clear feedback so they know what is their wrongdoings and what to do if same situation happen again. The last recommendation is improve leadership skill. As a manager, they must place a high value on developing skills of workers in leadership roles. They can provide training, assign a mentor to a poor job performance employee, or provide them a guidebook with procedures to follow. This way can develop the leadership skill and prevent the workers from being lazy and carelessly performing the task because they know that this is their responsibility as they're leading the project. Besides, the manager that has strong leadership skills can make the worker feel the support, guidance, and other personal elements of leadership.